Okay. So you
See,
s-
I was a blacksmith, and then I came here, and they needed a police officer, and nobody would take it because the pay wasn't no good. But out of work, I, and then I had a family. I quit being a councilman, and I asked him. Well, he says if I quit councilman, they gave me the job of a police officer, and that's where I put 35 years of police work.
oh wow.
Yeah, I work in Silver City and here in Santa Cruz, chief of police for 35 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And you said when you had your thumb
When I
injured.
got hurt,
Oh yeah.
well, taking a separate a fight in a bar, and by accident I fell onto the door. The door was glass. I cut myself. I cut the artery and a vessel, and the two drunkards took me to the hospital and saved my life. And then on the way to the hospital, they were going to go into a ditch, and the guy that was driving passed out, and I woke up at that time. I don't know why. I strained the car back again, and they took me to the hospital. I saved their life. They saved me.
Oh wow. And then you joined the Navy when you were
Yeah,
you joined the Navy?
yeah.
When did you join?
Where in the Navy? Well, I was a barber, and my regular job was on the making power for the ship for 2 years,
Hmm.
and we never had any problems. We're in the war zone all the time, so of course we went into two different places, the Philippines and to Guam. And we were attacked 5 times. We were attacked by suicide planes 5 times.
Wow. And you were 17?
Well, I turned 18. I turned 18. I was 17 when I was going across in November. And then on the first battle, I was 18. It was in Guam, and I saw a lot of action there. A lot of Marines were killed. 150 of them were there, and out of the 150, there were only 45 left.
Mm.
And so that was the first battle at 18 years old.
Mm.
Hmm.
And then you saw the two tanks?
Yeah,
The two tanks?
yeah. Well, in Guam, and when we went into Guam, there were two tanks, and they one of them had a hole about so big about as big, almost as big as a wheelbarrow. I mean a drum, and nothing was left. A direct hit was hit. There were two tanks, and the other tank was missed for maybe about a foot, and the next tank was hit and hit right directly where the driver was. There was nothing left,
Mm.
and well, uh, I saw of course a sergeant is. This sergeant was a Marine Corps sergeant. He knew me real well. We got to real be good friends, and when he saw me, he jumped from his tank and started running and started crying, and he advised me of the 5 young men. They were killed. They were Catholics, and they were Italian, and the 5 Italians were instantly killed when they cut off his tank. All of them were killed.
Mm.
100, 105 of his crew were killed. Only 45 left.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the torpedo.
The torpedo that was dropped at our ship. When I knocked the plane down, I shut the plane down. The torpedo was aimed at our ship, the 123 LSC 123. Another ship right next to us was a lot faster, smaller, and what faster. He went ahead a little bit of us where the torpedo was coming and hit that other ship and cut him in half, cut the ship in half. And all of them were killed. All the guys aboard the ship were killed.
Wow. And where was the last place in the Navy?
The last engagement, well, it was in the Philippines. It was in Luzon, the invasion of Luzon. And then the second was in Leyte. And there were so many planes on the air that we couldn't fire. And the Navy, you can't fire unless they tell you to. So we just said, they went after the big ship. They didn't care about us. It was pretty small. And I saw 2 transports being hit on the back. Two of them, 2 suicide planes, went and hit the 2 transports. Yeah. So that was about that. And then of course right after the last engagement, our ship was sent to Pearl Harbor for repairs. And the way to Pearl Harbor, they stopped us in the middle of the ocean, and the executive officer, he was given a LST going across, and the captain, he was a captain, he asked me to go with him. I told him that I would go, but I was told that maybe I would be going home, so I said I'd rather go home than go. So I didn't go with him, and he was a very good friend of mine. He was the one that made the instant report when I knocked the plane down, and I saved 105 sailors. I saved them. I saved 150 Marines, and I got credit for it. But it took many years, 75 years, to get credit on the 150 Marines.
Wow. And then you met Dora?
Huh?
Dora?
My wife, when they told me that I was going home, that I might be going home, I decided I want to go home, and they gave me a 30-day leave, and I went and picked my sweetheart, and we got married, and we had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, and now they got a big family themselves.
Oh yeah. You had the wedding?
Huh?
The wedding?
The wedding, a small wedding. My sister Clorinda, your aunt, she was my best. She married me, my wife, and on the second day I was here, we talked to the priest, and he married us.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was it so? Who was all there?
Who was what?
Who was there at the wedding?
Well, there were only 4 of us. My sister and my best friend he was a best friend, and of course myself and my wife. There were only 4 of us, and when we got married.
Oh wow. And then you lived you did the blacksmithing and stuff, and the blacksmithing.
I was a blacksmith. Yeah, I got a job. I went. I was a diesel mechanic, and I went to the big mine, and I wanted to get an application. And when they saw me, they refused to give me an application. And I was told that there were no openings. And a big sign, it said diesel mechanics wanted. But when he saw me, he refused to even give me a paper to fill out because I was a Mexican.
Oh wow.
Tell it to us.
Oh yeah.
So I never got the job, and he told me it's tough that you had to go and fight. We don't know you a bang bang thing.
Oh wow. Did and then you knew his son?
Eh?
His son?
The what?
His boy?
The son? My son? Which one? Jimmy or
Oh no, the man at the mine,
at the mine?
the one who said no application.
Well, later on, I went back and when I lost my job, saving, getting the school zero, they were going to transfer me, and I decided not to, and I say five kids they were going bad, so I took the parents, and one of them was a superintendent of all the mining company, and he offered me a job, so, and they were going to let me go, so I got a job as a security officer for 15 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
And then when was you had the kids, the four kids?
That what?
Your kids?
Oh, my kid. The, there were four of them, two boys and two girls, and they went to school. All of them, two of them got a degree, and two of them didn't. And then when I was a truant officer, I went back to school myself since I was enforcing truancy. I said, well, I want to set an example that if I can go to school, you go to school. And I caught five of them. They quit school, and I went and took the district's attorney. I said, I want to put the daddy in jail. He said, what for? For failing to keep in school, to keep his kids in school. He said, you got it, pick him up. I went and picked up the dad and put him in jail. The following day I took him home, and the son was there, and the three little kids, they were in school. That's the big son. The father asked him, come here, son. What do you want, Daddy? I want to talk to you. So the son went right close to him, and bango, he let him have it, knock him down. The father said, I am not going to go to jail no more. And Cobra School became a zero truancy.
Wow.
I make anybody if they quit, I go after them, or if daddy goes to jail. So, and two of them, they graduated from high school. The girl became a doctor, and the other one, the boy became an accounting. So it paid off to get him back in school.
Oh yeah.
They done something with their life. So I'm very proud of my jobs and all that.
Oh wow. And did you said Jimmy and Johnny did sports?
Jimmy and Johnny were in sport. All of them were in sports. Virginia and Rita and Johnny and Jimmy were in sports. All of them were in sports. They love sports. So they went to school, but they also liked to sports a lot. So they kept them in school.
Oh wow. Did they did Jimmy did football?
Did Jimmy what?
Football?
Jimmy got a job. he got a job right away. When he was 17 years old, he took over a big place because he was a head of all the students, and they hired him, and he stayed there until the day he died. Yeah.
And um, and then Johnny went to the Marines.
Johnny went into the Marines for 4 years, and he took typing in high school, and they needed a typist when he was training as a Marine, and everybody was afraid to raise his hand, and sergeant said, well, I'm going to find out who knows how to type. So Johnny raised his hand, and there was a blessing, and he asked to be sent to Vietnam, and he was advised, requests have been denied. You are going to be sent elsewhere where they need you more than Vietnam. So Johnny Kirker went to Hawaii.
Wow.
And he made sergeant, which in charge of I don't know what office job,
Oh wow.
and he made sergeant right away. So he done pretty good.
Mm. And then Virgie went to college.
Virgie went to college, and she finished with a degree as a teacher, a typing teacher, and accounting. So she made pretty good, yeah.
Mm.
And then going back to school myself, I decided to finish my schooling, my high school schooling. I finished it, and then I decided that I needed typing in college. So I went and I went to college, and then my daughter Rita, she said, Daddy, I want to go to college too with you. So my daughter and I were in the same class for 2 years.
And then the professor.
The professor got pretty kind of curious, because Rita is very friendly, and I go up there and hug her and kiss her, and the professor, she finally couldn't take it anymore. She asked me how come I was so friendly with that girl. I said, well, she's a beautiful girl. I like beautiful girls, and that's why I go up there and kiss her and hug her. And the professor got more curious than anything else. I said, well, I'm going to tell you the truth. That girl there is my daughter, Rita Lopez Kirker. That's about it, mijo.
Oh wow. And then and then and then your grandkids.
When I went back, and since I got zero truants, they were going to transfer me to another department. I told them that if I wanted to be a mechanic, I got my shop and everything, I don't want to be there. So I went to the mine, since I saved those kids from going bad, and one I'm doctor and the other one accounting. They gave me a job right away as a security officer, and I was given the job to take care of. I was be a head of I would give me the power to be the head of the security. I didn't turn it down because I didn't think it was right. So I just spent my last 15 days, and I retired.
Mm.
So.
And then you have the shop.
And then I have a big shop. We had the shop since I was a police officer. I had that shop, and I rebuilt it and made it big. And my son Johnny is upholstery, and he's done very good in upholstery. We got a big shop, and we keep very busy in the upholstery business. That's we've been done real good.
Oh wow. Where did you learn upholstery?
Where did I do?
Learn?
Where did I learn it? Well, and I always I wanted to make clothes of women, and let my wife she wouldn't let me, so I opened a upholstery shop, and we got a young man from Mexico came over and trained us to do upholstery, and we learned it pretty good, my son and myself. So when he finished, we opened a business, and we've been in the business for over 55 years or 60 years
Oh wow.
in the upholstery shop.
And then did your great grandchildren,
Eh?
your grandkids?
My grandkids, oh my God, there's so many of them. I can't. They're all grown up. They're all big. There's six of them, 6'2". All
Oh.
of you, about six, I think. About six are 6'2", and one of them is 6'3". Yeah, the one in Silver City, he's 6'3". So I've been blessed with a lot of grandkids.
Mm. You're proud of them?
Yeah,
You're proud of them?
the what now?
You're very proud of them?
Yeah, very proud. Everyone have turned out good. Every one of my kids have turned out like yourself. Yeah, I'm very proud of all of my kids. They're real well educated, and little by little they're going ahead, getting to be on their own. They're doing okay. All of them are doing okay.
And then
That's about it, mijo.
oh. And then your mother?
Eh?
Your mother and father?
That what now?
Your mother and father?
My father and my mother. Well, my father was born in Pinos Altos, New Mexico, and my mother was born in Gila, also in New Mexico. And my great grandfathers were also born in Gila. They were all born here, and of course, the Kirker family. My great grandfather was born in Belfast, Ireland.
Mm.
So that's about it. That's where we get the Kirker's name.
Oh yeah. Wow.
That's about it, mijo.
And la hacienda?
Then we got this house with this house. My wife and I built this house and the garage and everything. So everything has worked out okay. I can't complain anything. And I'm a retire from the. They gave me a retirement from the Navy, and so I am doing real good.
Mm. And then what do you want to say?
What that?
What do you want to say?
What do I want to say? Well, like I say, I'm very proud of all my kids, my grandkids, and my granddaughters, and their family, and their family. It's getting bigger all the time.
Oh,
So I'm very proud of all of them. They're very nice. Everybody, every one of them are real nice.
mm.
What can I say?
It's a good life.
It's a good life, mijo. Education, number one.
Mm.
I put a daddy in jail for not sending his to school. I went after them. I checked every student in the Cobra school, and they weren't old enough to quit. Or if they were too young and they quit, I'd go after them, put them in jail. So that's about it, yeah.
That's good.
I guess you got all the story. Yeah, of course, beautiful. We got a beautiful home, and all my kids are married. They have their own children. They too. They have their own homes and all that, and a good education.
Mm.
That's number one priority to me. The education,
Mm.
and they got it. So, that's about it, Bill.